Okay. Hello, Heather's here already. She's the first one in the chat. Hello, Heather.
Hi, Heather.
So before our
Hello.
show, Nicole sent me a picture of her with a face mask on today, and I told her she should wear it on the show because I think that would just be fun. Like, it's the face mask show talking
Yeah, I
about.
wondered what everyone did to get ready before they go live on YouTube. It's a lot of pressure to be as famous as we are. So, and we want to put our best face forward.
Yeah, well,
And
then I should really make more effort. What the effort I put forward was drinking a cup of coffee out of my
that's really cute.
cat Halloween. I pulled this out at Halloween. It looks like the Alice in Wonderland. How do you say that word? Cheshire cat? How do you say that word?
Cheshire cat.
Cheshire? Yeah, that cat.
Yeah, it does. It's very cool.
I need an afternoon coffee.
So, I'm ready for Christmas though. So chop chop.
You ready for it to come for sales, or you're ready for it to come for the just everything about Christmas?
Yeah, it's so cozy and wonderful. Christmas. Yeah.
My favorite.
Hi, Sherry.
Sherry's in the house.
So this is our Shecommerce show we're supposed to do every 2 weeks. It's been a month though. And so if you get super valuable information from it, like hit the like button, hit the subscribe, leave us a comment, ask us questions. We talk about anything and everything. So I have something to tell you, Tina.
Yes.
Okay, so
you already know why you're telling me. So
yes. So I forgot it was Monday yesterday, and I got this isn't eBay related, it's Walmart related.
Okay.
So I got a Walmart order, and I was like, oh crap, my husband already went to the post office. And so I printed the label. I had 2 of them. So I printed the labels, and then I was like, well, maybe it'll be okay if they go out next day. And I just want you to know that is not okay.
You get the email, you get the warning email. Absolutely. I sent out an item that, so that morning I sent it out that day, but Walmart has too many steps for these merchant fulfilled shipments. You acknowledge it, you buy the label, you print the label, then you have to come back and confirm that you shipped it, right? It's just too much. And so I forgot to do the follow-up, confirm that you shipped it. And Heather told me this, you have to do it. And I know I have to do it, but I also had orders on eBay and Etsy, and I had a Mercari order, right? I had all these other orders going out, and you're just trying to knock them out. So I got that warning email the next day from Walmart that I needed to ship my item. And it's like, Walmart, I bought the label through Walmart. Clearly it's been scanned and there's tracking. I've shipped it. Get your act together. Don't make me have to push a button.
So that's one world problem we've solved now. Walmart has heard you, Tina, and that will be fixed at, okay?
Look, I did tell my onboarding specialist about that. And she, while I was talking to her, she typed in the notes. She says, I'm going to send this to the team. And she told me, she says, all of your messages to Walmart, like all of us Walmart sellers, she says they do actually read them and take into account all the things that we complain about to change them. So they welcome the suggestions. So please give them to them.
Yeah, I did. So just so you know, I'm underperforming now in that metric. Okay.
Yep.
I still have a 1-star. I think they meant I was number 1 on Walmart, which clearly, of course, but I have a 1-star review. That's my first and only review, with no comment at all.
You don't even know why. Yeah.
No. And I wasn't going to lose sleep over it. I did open a case for the unpublished issue based on pricing, and they within 10 minutes responded that it was going to be resolved, and it was resolved quickly. So that was a tip from Heather that was super helpful. And I just appreciated that it was done and handled and not like a whole runaround situation.
Okay. So we'll have to, in fact, tomorrow is the Walmart Wednesday show where we talk only about Walmart. So if anybody sells on Walmart, we'll cover that tip with Heather tomorrow on what you can do. But for eBay today,
Let's talk
this
eBay.
morning, right? No. I'm fine with Walmart too. I'm sure everyone else is too. But for eBay this morning, when I wake up in the morning, when it's super quiet in the house and I'm having my coffee, that's when I love to just scroll on my phone, see what messages came through, sales overnight, just stuff like that, right? Just those little odds and ends. And so I decided that I knew I was going to be going to the bins today. And they have a lot of clothes, and clothes is not my specialty on eBay. I did a lot of clothes on Amazon, but they're brand new, right? A different kind of audience. So there are brands that you see all the time, but they're not the sought after brands, like Old Navy, for instance. You always are seeing Old Navy tags. And so I decided this morning, you know what? I'm going to go onto eBay. I'm going to type in Old Navy. I'm going to filter it by used. And then I'm going to go in the solds. I'm going to filter it by the most expensive items that sold. And I was surprised by what I found. And I'm going to show it to you right now. So this is what I found. Old Navy, small boyfriend shirt, flannel, Evermore, keyword here, Taylor Swift. So this particular Old Navy boyfriend flannel shirt sells for a pretty nice price. And I would venture to guess that the thrift stores just see the Old Navy and you probably can get this particular shirt for pretty inexpensive. And somebody even put theirs, with Taylor Swift wearing it. So as you know, Swifties will buy anything Taylor Swift related. So I discovered this morning. So today when I was out shopping at the bins, I had my eye out for this Old Navy flannel in particular. Now that I know about it, I won't find it. But when I didn't know about it, I wondered how many times have I picked that shirt up and thrown it back in the bin when I saw it was Old Navy.
Yeah, that's actually, I totally didn't know that a thing. Huge Swiftie. In fact,
You're not that big of a Swiftie because you would have known that that's the Swiftie flannel.
huge Swiftie. Wait, there's more. There's much more. This is the Red Ring from the Taylor album. Yeah, huge Swiftie. You're right. I should have known. And don't tell her. But I
will
need
not
that.
tell Taylor, when I talk to her this weekend.
If you find that, I am your girl.
Yeah. So there you go. So now you can have an Old Navy Swiftie flannel.
We have to book our flight to Vancouver because we're going to see her on the last night of the tour. And that would be such a cute outfit to wear to the Canadian show.
There you go. Sorry, I have to move this light because it still looks like I'm sitting in the dark. Okay. So I found, and I don't know if it will be worth much, but today I went to the bins. My bag is out there. I didn't get a lot of stuff. Hold on, I'm going to mute my.
This is where she yells at her husband.
Yeah, because I was going to have him bring me the bag because I just grabbed a few things at the bin today. We were only in there for an hour. We went to the bins the other day and grabbed some good stuff. So we found at the bins Beyblades. I think I had sent you a screenshot of these when I left the bins. So we went to the bins and I forgot what my receipt was that day, like $20. Do you recall I sent you the
something like that? Yep.
And in that haul was a Harley Davidson motorcycle
helmet.
Hat. Sure, if you want to, helmet, hat. I know I call it a hat and it's a helmet. I'm such a girl.
You definitely need your motorcycle hat if you're motorcycling.
And and that he said, and my husband's yelling, if you're riding. So yeah, we found this Harley Davidson motorcycle helmet, and it's not a real expensive one. I want to say it was worth like $50, but still that more than pays for the thrift haul. We found these Beyblades in a bag, and I know from Amazon, I have sold tons and tons of Beyblades that go for good money. And so we already sold in 24 hours 2 of the Beyblades. I paired them together and I sold them for $25. So that right there is, I guess net didn't quite pay for the whole haul, but that's what I love about the bins. You can shop, you get this stuff dirt cheap, and you can sell one item that pays for everything. Then sometimes we buy things. I saw this shirt. I'm about to show. My husband found this shirt, but I found it in currently listed on eBay. There's 4 or 5 listings and none in the solds. I don't know why anyone doesn't want it. We bought it anyway because I love it.
The best
It's
at
the
the
Quaker
table.
Oats guy smoking
Oh,
a
nice.
cigar, and he's a poker player.
I love it.
It's the best at the table poker player, 100% smooth. He's holding because this is just, of course, I live in Vegas, so of course something like this is going to be in our bins. I freaking love this shirt.
I love it too.
So I had to buy it. So even if I never sell it, then it's ours. Now, my husband always finds the motorcycle stuff. He is the one that found the helmet. And then today he found this. He'll pick up any riding, riding gear. It's really heavy. So this one definitely cost us. I think today's haul was $13. And because it's got inside, it's got the built-in, like to you and me, it feels like football gear. But this is a rider's jacket. I don't know what this one is worth. We didn't even look it up. We always buy riding gear, anything at the bins because it goes for good money and sells quickly.
I bet.
And then with Halloween coming up, I bought this because it was in such good shape. It's a Lightning McQueen Halloween costume. It's the whole jumper, super thick material. I mean, how cute is it?
It looks like the kind you'd get at like the Disney store or something.
Yeah, totally. And the thing is with the bins, no one is buying, I notice, the Halloween costumes. I have bought several Halloween costumes used, like the Disney Frozen, any of the girls' dresses, and nobody's really buying them. I sold a bee costume the other day, and I also sold a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costume, and that one was still new in the bag. I paid $2 for it, and I sold it, I want to say it was $27, and that was a bin find. So people are passing up the costumes in the bins. I grab them based off of Amazon experience, knowing that costumes always sold well for me, and I buy them at the Disney store. We have a Disney outlet store. Disney Outlet has really good deals on Halloween costumes periodically. So taking what you know from Amazon and then putting it on eBay, you can sell the used costumes on eBay and they still go for a good price. So that was just a couple of the things. My husband found a putter today and we got it for $1 because we had to check out after because he's like, oh, wait, get this. So it was $1 and it was made by Cadillac. So I think it must have been a company promo for a golf event maybe because there was just a few Cadillac branded golf things that I found on eBay while we were there at the bins.
So I had one of my first bin experiences last week out in the middle of nowhere. And there were like 10 people there, maybe, out in the country. And you were on camera for it, but everyone else wasn't.
Yeah. So did you find anything at that bin?
Yeah. So I collect vintage wrapping paper.
Oh,
and so I found that, and we found a Michael Jordan like birthday card. What else we found a Rancid hoodie, which is a band. Let's see. So that was cool. And then I noticed, basically a brand new pair of Vans, a couple of those. And one was a blue and brown pair that my husband took. And our total was $6.
I love that.
Yeah.
The bins are so fun. Even if you leave with just a few items, I mean, you get quite a bit back.
Yeah. And a Taylor Swift cup. We got a Taylor Swift cup too from when it was in the theaters.
And you probably had in your bins the Old Navy Taylor Swift flannel.
I know, probably. I did notice that, so people obviously they grab stuff or whatever, and then they put stuff back. And there's a reason that people picked it up in the first place. So I had a lot of fun looking through the stuff that they had put back. And that's where I found basically brand new pair of Vans, and a few other things. So we have one opening up very close to us soon, and also in another small town. So I'm pretty excited to go check that out.
That's awesome. So before I share another thing that I actually sold this week, Heather shout out to Ryan. Hi, Ryan, your videos give me Meyer envy lately. I don't have a Meyer. Look, I don't have all the stores that everybody has. So, so I guess Myers has been lucky. For anyone watching that doesn't know Ryan, he has a YouTube channel, and I think he lives and sleeps in the stores. Every time I look at my phone, Ryan is doing a video live out shopping, and like, I'm tired. I don't know. Like, do they keep a bedroom there for you? Because this guy is always hitting up the store shopping and getting everything.
I'll have to watch some. I used to do Meyer a lot, and it's crazy some of the things that you can stack there with their rewards and their cards and their gift cards and whatever else. Yeah.
So Heather says, I've sold costumes on eBay with good results. I don't think I've had a return on one. You know what? Me either, Heather. Now, knock on wood, right? But okay. But on Amazon, you can get a lot of returns on costumes. So my husband just brought the helmet. So we've got these glass heads that we use to photograph like baseball hats and stuff. So he's on a glass head. But see, this was at the bins on that $26 haul. I keep calling it a hat. I really need to stop.
That's a beautiful motorcycle hat. I love it.
Should I wear it?
Also, those glass heads, we've sold a few of those. Those do well.
Yeah, we keep them because they're just cool. We've got, I knew that was going to happen. We have a blue one that we found when we went sourcing, when we went to California to Disneyland. We went to some thrift stores there. So that was really fun. But yeah, the bins are great for that. So this week, this is not my listing because I am too lazy to pull it up. But going back to eBay, vintage lighters. The lighter I sold looks very much like this one. I took a best offer on mine. It was like $175, but it looked very, very similar to this one. When you're running across these old, it's this DuPont, ST DuPont lighters. This one, of course, is Hermes. And I have an Hermes lighter here at the house. I need to list it. I did have it listed, and I had it listed very, very high. Someone wanted to know if it still worked. So I needed to put some butane in it and test it. So I delisted it for the meantime. But we're going to look up ST DuPont. So I found this at like an estate sale house. These are the newer ones, but there are vintage. See, the vintage ones go for higher. I don't know if any of you remember like your grandparents having lighters that look like this, but these type of lighters go for good money. And I learned about them when I was looking through them. Some people want you to take off the bottom of the lighter, the part where the butane goes in, and there's a color. There's like a paint color, yellow or orange, that indicates something. I don't recall what it was. But keep your eye out if you run across any of these old vintage lighters, maybe at a yard sale, if you're outsourcing. They go for good money. And I just sold one just this week.
Those are at our local auction all the time. Lighters and pocket knives and jewelry. And I just have no idea. But can you look something up for me right now?
Yes.
Okay.
I make a great secretary.
Perfect. So can you look up the Big Mac hat?
All right, let me screen share while we're looking it up. Okay, because I quit sharing. All right, you said Big Mac hat?
Yep.
What the heck? That is hysterical. So did McDonald's give these out, or was it an employee hat at one time?
It's an employee hat, and my mother-in-law worked at McDonald's forever. She retired from there, and our local auction has these, and we had gotten one, but in a lot that we had bought somewhere, and it wasn't in good condition or whatever. But I had no idea, like just looking at it yesterday, and I was
That's
like,
awesome.
yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, because sometimes, people will look at the Big Mac, or not Big Mac, the Happy Meal toys, and most often they don't really have any resale value. So a lot of times it's the like the Pokemon cards when they come out, or something that people are going crazy for, or if an artist does a collab with McDonald's. But yeah, for a vintage thing, that's awesome. Now I
Yeah.
want a Big Mac hat to find
Yeah. Yeah. So
to go
you'll
with my
definitely, you should be
motorcycle.
able to spot it.
Yes.
It'll
Yeah,
stand out.
yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So I worked at our local auction last week. I wrote down what everyone bought and their number and how much they paid and everything. And that was a lot of fun. And I told them I would do that
So
when their
you
daughter
worked for
can't.
them as not a buyer, but someone that was helping for people that were buying.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
volunteered to do
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
And why? Because you wanted to use it as a learning opportunity, or so you can get the leftovers for free? Like, hey,
No. So we've been going for a couple years now, and we've become good friends with a lot of people there. I really love some of the people there, and really interesting people. And the auctioneer we've just become friends with their family because it's him, he's the auctioneer, and then his wife is the cashier, and his daughter does the clerking. And she recently has gotten a boyfriend though, and wants to do stuff with her boyfriend instead of being at the auction a couple nights a week. So they've had me do other stuff. Like I don't know, maybe I'm trustworthy or something, but they were like, they've had me, do the cashier and stuff like that. And then they asked if I would be willing to clerk one night so that she could go out with her boyfriend. And so I did that last Monday, and then they just asked if I would do it again next month.
You actually want to bid on one of the lots that are there. Can you work there and bid, or is that a conflict of interest?
No, yeah, you totally can. And Shannon's there anyway, so he can bid. Like, I wrote down what I wanted, and so last week there was stuff I wanted, and he won every single thing I wanted. And what's nice about that is that the things he was bidding on, other people would have expected me to buy, but they didn't expect him to go and get it. So that works in your favor when you're at a live auction.
Yeah, because people who already know you and already know that you know your niche, if they see you bidding on it, then they might bid saying, oh, it's got to be something because Nicole's bidding on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Yeah. So awesome. We have to be there every Monday night because Grayson has dance, and it's in the same plaza. So I may as well, and the first night they paid me for it. I had to give all the money back because Shannon had bought stuff. So
yeah, but that is going to double, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't remember what he bought, but last night it was going really cheap, and I ended up buying. I never do this, but at the end of the auction, you can buy the rest of the table. And he starts it at $3, and nobody outbid me, and I got almost the entire table for $3.
Nice.
She sent in the ringer.
Yeah, we have one live auction place here that's like that, like a traditional auction. It's called McManus Auction. It's on the other side of town, and I've never gone to it. Now I do get their emails, and I do know people that have gone, but I've often thought about going there just to check it out. But I definitely won't have good auctions here like you have in your neck of the woods, where you get those kind of. But I'm still willing to go to the one we do have here because it's fun.
Yeah, it's a consignment auction. So a lot of it is estate stuff, or we've taken stuff there. So like when we bought our house last year, the barn was full of tools and things that we didn't need, yard stuff or whatever. And we hauled it all off in the trailer, took it there, made whatever money. And you call him up and you say, I need a date, and he'll say, you can have this date. And when we got back into eBay, the very first buy I had there was like 36 pieces of brand new makeup, but it was like new old stock makeup. And I think I averaged 12 cents per item and sold, averaged about $10 per. So I put them in like 3 packs or whatever.
That's awesome.
It was just stupid cheap. And then the other big value to that was like the relationships I built. So that big lot that I bought recently, that collection, I bought a big collection. from a lady who passed away. That was only because a guy at the auction knew what I was into and he gave me the number and gave me that lead. I would have had no idea.
I will say connections are everything. I agree with you on that. With Amazon, with just having friends in the reselling business, I've made friends through Facebook, and from getting to, be on YouTube, I've made friends. That's how I made friends with Ryan. Ryan has helped me out. I've helped Ryan out, just because you get to know each other. You know me through watching me on YouTube prior with Lucy and Facebook, and reached out. And it's like, you make friends this way. And I love it because our other reseller friends know things or are in niches that aren't yours. But if I came across a toy and I wasn't sure about it, I would probably call you and be like, hey, Nicole, do you think this is worth getting? Because I'm going to trust you. You're going to say, oh yeah, don't pay more than $5 for that or $10 for that. And it's really helpful. One of my clients, he has his own Amazon business, but he also works for brands because of his prior career. So, like all of us, selling just on Amazon is not our only gig, right? We have multiple side hustles. All of us resellers, we do more than just one platform. And so he does Amazon. His prior job helps him manage these other brands. So he's flying to Walmart in Arkansas quite often for pitching his clients' brands to Walmart to get in Walmart stores on the shelves. So I saw in the Winning on Walmart Facebook group that I had joined, somebody is actually going to the Walmart headquarters in Arkansas and wants to know, like, what is it like to pitch your product to Walmart? And I thought, oh, well, when my guy gets back from China, where he's currently at trying to source more products for Amazon, I thought I'll ask him what that's like and I'll just tell them. And that's what I love about our community is that, the people that are willing to share, because obviously there's a lot of people that are not as friendly in this community.
Yeah. There's, so this all ties into that, but so what I've been doing in the past week for eBay is when we moved a year ago, a lot of that stuff ended up on the shelves because I knew it was listed. But over time, things have been bought and not paid for, so they've been unlisted. Maybe I pulled it down for some reason. I couldn't find something, then I found it later. And so I've been going through all of our shelves and checking to see if it's listed, and I'll handle the price later. So I had this massive pile of things that weren't listed, that were on the list, they were listed, but they're not anymore. And they were on the shelves. And, but we have all of this glassware and we're not really interested in selling it anymore. We're not really interested in shipping it. And so one of our friends from the local auction is going to come over on Thursday and just make us an offer for all of it. And we'll probably take that deal, and it clears up a whole shelf, which I need. And it gets rid of something I'm not really interested in selling, because that happens in this business, Yep. And then, so yesterday when I had those piles, I picked out what I could ship off to Walmart, and I did a shipment to Walmart of some stuff. And then I had the other things, and I just got pictures real quick, and I was listing them today. And, to hopefully get some of those things sold. And I was so surprised at some of the stuff that I had and the money in it.
Is when you had it listed before, it maybe didn't have that much money in it. I don't know if you've ever had that happen to you.
Yeah.
People have toys left over from last Christmas, and I'm just like, ugh, I can't return them. And it's like, they're flooded on Amazon. They're selling for less than what I even paid for it. So I will save the brand new toys. And then next year at Christmas time, I donate them to the local toy drive, is what I do with them. But usually before I do that, I will do a quick look, like, okay, are they still crappy or are some of them good? And so I have been pleasantly surprised from time to time where it's like, whoa,
right.
This thing had tanked so bad last year, it was only going for $8, but now it's going for $50, So sometimes it's a blessing in disguise that you've kept something just sitting there.
Yep. And then there's these other things too. Like I had a whole shelf. I was like, I'm not dealing with this right now. And then there's other things where I'm like, okay, this is on eBay for $10. Like, this is not worth my time. Like, this needs to go to so we're making piles. Like, we have local auction, what's going back to, or to the local auction for the first time. What can our friend, Dave, when he comes over, look at, and, if he wants it, make us an offer or whatever, you can take it with you. And, what could I send into Walmart? Did that. And then what needs to go back on eBay. And so we're kind of going through that right now. And, it just creeps up on you like so quickly. You're like, oh, I got all the time, it's June, you're listing stuff, July, you're listing stuff. Now I'm like, crap, I got like 4 weeks, or 8 weeks to maximize on this.
Last week, I cleaned out a closet that had old inventory. I did the very same thing of what you're talking about. And it just feels so good to have got that done. It's like, I like that fresh start going into Q4. Like, okay, everything has been accounted for, donated, sold, given away, whatever, sent in, relisted. And it's like, you feel like you've got this clean slate. And it's a good feeling.
Each day too, I've been picking a theme. So let's say one day I pick My Little Pony or something, right? And so I'll search My Little Pony, for example, in like my eBay or Starbucks or whatever. And I'll look at the price of all those listings and I'll make sure I'm, competitive or that the title makes sense or whatever. I'm taking like 5-10 minutes each day and I'm picking something in particular, not the whole catalog.
Yeah, because it's overwhelming. I've been doing something similar. I've been typing in like jeans or tops, whatever it is. I've been doing the same thing. And I've been either delisting ones that have been listed a long time. And then after I delist it, I'm rechecking the title, rechecking maybe the photos. Some of them, I found a couple of errors. In fact, today I sold a pair of pants that was something I had an error. They were actually khaki pants. And in my title, I had it that they were black. So like you can catch these little errors from time to time. Then if I don't have items to list, by delisting them and relisting it, it keeps that eBay algorithm like you have created listings.
Yeah. So I did a vintage show on Whatnot the last week or whatever. It was my best show ever on Whatnot. And it was after I was convinced to take time and look at my inventory and not just start everything at $1, right? It would have sold for good money, but it was going to sell for better money if I did my research. And so it's these little things that I am not one to put that time and effort into that thing. I'm like, how quickly can I get this done? Because I want to do all the things. And so I listed a few things on eBay too with that. Things that I didn't think were going to sell on Whatnot that were much higher value. And I had a friend that I met through Whatnot. We've met a few times now at like local shows and stuff, but she actually came to my house this past weekend and went through my stuff for hours. She just went through my stuff for hours. Okay. So I guess I probably need to back up, but I bought this big estate of vintage items of things that I love. And I don't know the vintage stuff well. So I was going to just throw it up on Whatnot for like starting at $1 a piece or whatever. And it went for whatever it went for. And it was just going to be fun for everyone. And people convinced me that I had good stuff and needed to research it. So I begrudgingly took the week in all my free time. I'd grab a box and bring it into my house and I'd look it up. And as I did that, though, in typical fashion, I got better at it. And I started to know what to look for. And I had, tips and tricks from friends and was keeping them posted. And I'd share cool things I found and I'd ask questions. And I do the Whatnot show and it goes crazy well. And then she comes over on Saturday and she did want to shop my stuff, right? She picks out 5 of the tiniest things you've ever seen in your life. Like think like a button, think like the most, like tiny little things. And she says, how much do you want for this? And I say, I don't know, make me an offer. And she had also, mind you, spent like 6 hours with me at this point, right? Kind of educating me and looking through stuff. And she was living her best life and I was, getting stuff done. So it was okay. And she goes, how about $140? And I almost fell over. It was literally 5 little things that like I was sure she was going to offer me like maybe $20 for, right?
Yeah.
I was like, no, we like came up with a deal or whatever, but I didn't even charge her $140.
But
I was just,
did you ask her to educate you on why she was willing to
yes,
spend that? Mm-hmm.
yes. After I brought her offer down back to reality, I said, okay, now how'd you figure that out and why? Like, because the light bulb moment came on for me with that experience. One, it was super easy to ship the stuff because it was small and light and not, big and bulky. And just the margin on it was a lot higher than I had previously experienced. And obviously that depends on your buy. But I didn't really include those items in my offer from the original purchase because I don't know them. So
What were the little items? What was those that was part of what you had?
So there were, okay, so one was I had this doll and she had these beads in her hair. Okay, like this. She took the beads out of her hair. She said, "Can I have these?" I said, "Sure." Then there were these like little like accessory pieces that went with another doll, like think like a cooking set accessory pieces. A little stack of those, a little pair of shoes, and a skirt.
Oh, well, an accessory sell. Think of it like, I can see that though. And think of replacement parts. That's another good seller on eBay are the replacement parts to things. They sell
That's exactly what it was for
and that's
her.
what
It was
lost, like kids in the action figures, like with the
yes.
toys. The cowboy loses the little rope that fit into his hand, right? So people need those as replacements, and that would make sense.
Our
Absolutely.
first show on Whatnot was Ninja Turtles, and it went really well because we had the accessories that went with them.
Yeah.
People love that.
Yeah, because they want to complete that, and especially if they're hard to find and rare. And think about that when you're looking in the bins where the toys are, all those little, sometimes that's maybe the stuff we need to be looking for and grabbing, even if we don't know what it goes to. You're going to pay nothing for them when you're paying by the pound. You could go home and look them up, and that way, if they're garbage, you just can pitch it,
Yeah. So there's my friend was telling me about this compact. If you look on eBay and completed, there's this like vintage Barbie compact worth like $2,000 or something. I think somebody has it listed for $4,000 right now.
All right.
I don't have one currently, but
And it's a Barbie makeup compact.
not makeup. I think just do Barbie vintage compact maybe or something. It's just this little accessory.
It's only $22.90.
Not
I'm
that
going to
one.
sort it by expensive. See, this is how I like to research things. If I want to look up something like how I did the Old Navy thing, and then we find these on accident. But most
I don't see it here. But go to active and see if there's one listed.
Okay.
So my friend's telling me, he says, you got to look in those like Barbie cases.
Oh gosh,
there it is. That's it.
But one sold looked like that for not near as much. But this is
it's a reproduction. They're making reproductions of it.
And that's a terrible photo. Look, their photos are awful. And look, and this is currently listed. They need to redo their photos. Yeah. And they don't even have all the accessories and everything in their main photo. So I'm guessing this is an accessory.
It does say new pics added. So it's an accessory from that fashion.
Yeah, I get that. But this lister takes terrible photos. Look at what bad shape it's in too.
I hope it's not Ryan resells that you're talking about right now.
Why does he sell? Does he get vintage?
No, I'm just kidding. But this little compact, so my friend says to me, he says, you have to check all the tiny purses that you get. You have to check all the cases that you get. And he says, because that stuff would fall in behind things and you just never know. So
yeah, I could see that being and here we go again, because it was an accessory.
Yeah.
And see this, okay, so this one says reproduction. So that's how you know.
Yeah.
Very cool. And you probably won't find many of these on here because they're probably very rare and very hard to find.
Right. So I think probably if you went to Terapeak or something, it says it sold
Yeah.
for $2,000 or something, but I didn't know that was a thing. But having those relationships, and I have people all over the country I can talk to about, whatever it is that I'm into in the moment, then, now that's cool. And now I'm checking everything. I'm like, where's this contact at?
Yeah, and that's the thing when you buy bulk lots of toys is that you learn a lot about all these different toys. Now, Beyblades I knew from just selling on Amazon brand new ones. So I know that there are highly sought after Beyblades versus the other Beyblades. And
Yes.
and that's what made me grab the Beyblades. I'm definitely not an expert in vintage toys. Certain things I will look up just because, like if it's Batman or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, I'm going to look up certain characters on eBay. But yeah, for those of you who sell on eBay, I definitely would recommend, based off my sales this week, trying to find the vintage lighters, because I did sell one of those this week. That was one of my higher end sales that I had this week. And then I also sold stained. You can sell items that have a stain. So I had also got these old tablecloths, like from the 1950s with the funky designs on them. And I have 4 of them. 3 of the 4 have these huge stains. Huge. Now I could probably try to treat them and see if I could get them out, but I don't want to put that much work into selling something. And I've been seeing people selling stuff with stains over and over and over again. So I photographed these old tablecloths with a big old stain on it. And I zoomed in on the big old stain. In my description, I said it has big old stain. I didn't write big old stain, but I said, for somebody who's good at treating stains, possibly you could restore this vintage tablecloth, because the tablecloth is super funky cool. Like I would use it, but they were round tablecloths. I don't have a round table. And sure enough, it took less than a week. And I sold already one of the tablecloths, and it was the one that had the biggest stain of them all. So things with stains will sell. If you look up on eBay, like Carhartt, even old Carhartt jackets, you can sell them stained up, ripped up. People love them and will buy them funky.
That's
It doesn't
so
matter.
wild.
Does not matter.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So I have got to be logging off here really soon. I have a call with a company, but in 2 weeks, we'll be back. We're not going to wait a month. And on top of reselling, especially with getting into Q4 again, I was thinking we might want to discuss some of our credit card games that we've been playing. I thought we might have had time to talk about that today, but we had too much fun talking about
eBay
stuff. But because it expires at the end of this month, I do kind of want to end this show note on a credit card thing. And that is for those of you who happen to have Chase Sapphire and you also have DoorDash, they did have a coupon code this month that allows you to get 50% off of your grocery delivery of an order that is $60 or more. I think they capped it off. I forgot what the cap off was, but you could get 50% off. Now, did you use that coupon code that I gave you?
I have not yet, but I need to this week. So
yeah, because it expires on the 30th. So any Chase Sapphire users because you get the DoorDash for free. So use that and get half off of your groceries, and you earn points.
Yeah, we need milk, so it's definitely going to get used. I'll probably place the order this evening.
All right, you guys, thank you for joining us. We'll be back here in 2 weeks, and come hang out with us then.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
That.
Thanks.